Okay, what is up, Storm Chasers? We are live. Let me know that you guys can actually hear me as you guys are coming in. Have some internet issues there for some reason, so we'll get that figured out. But anyway, let me know that you guys can hear me as you guys are coming in. We're gonna get started. All right, I want you guys to call in and give me your take on the Aaron Carter death that was announced yesterday. Um, we heard it via TMZ actually first, so it's been a lot of damn deaths going on. A lot of deaths. I just had me a good ass lunch too, but like kind of like a heavy meal, so I feel like stuffed, but I'm in a good mood. All right. Let's see. Too many. Okay, cool. So y'all can hear me. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this link. And okay. All right. So the link to call in is actually pinned. All right. And I'll read some comments in the meantime. Sadia said, Lord, Sadia. I don't know about that. I don't know. But if you want to call in and tell us why you think that, then hey. Raquel said, poor guy, he had a terrible childhood and lots of mental issues. He's finally at peace now. Hopefully he is. Hopefully he is, definitely. The month of November always brings a lot of deaths. Very true. Mukadzi. I'm not sure how to say that. But they said I think he overdosed on drugs. Possibly. Hi, Kayla.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Nah, I still can't hear you. Okay, try going out then coming back in. See if your device is like connected to a Bluetooth or anything. Could be that. Kene?
Hi Storm, how are you? Can you hear me? Hello?
You can hear. Okay, so I can't hear her. Okay, hold on one second. 1 second. Why can't I hear her? Audio.
Can you hear me?
Oh, shoot. No, it should be. Hold on 1 second. First off. Okay. Test. Okay, cool. Now, there we go. Can you hear me, Kene? Or Kenny? I'm gonna take you down. Caitlin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can now. There we go. All right, that was on my end. My bad.
How are you today, Storm?
I'm good. How are you today?
I was crying a lot yesterday because if any of you don't remember, back in March, Aaron did a special birthday shout out to one Luke Lover 92. That was me.
Oh wow. But that's really sweet that you at least have that, that memory of him giving you that shout out like that.
And I was considered one of in the know with some of his friends because I was friends with Crystal. I was friends with all of his crew.
So what can you tell us? What was going on in his life recently? Like what do you think caused his death?
Back in March up until now, he has had problems with going on and off with Melanie and all of that. And on
Who's
and off.
Melanie? But wait, who's Melanie, by the way?
Melanie's his baby mama.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They had an on and off relationship for the last 2 or 3 years.
Okay. So
And
was she a negative influence on him?
yes, a very negative influence.
Wow. Wow.
Us in the SMG group believe that she was a very bad influence on him.
Okay. Let me ask you this. The report said he was actually planning on selling that house in
Yes, he
Lancaster.
was.
Okay.
Yes, he was.
Why was he selling this house?
To move to Houston, I think it was.
Wow. Oh, wow. Now, was Melanie going to come with him or was he like leaving the relationship?
He was leaving the relationship.
Oh. Oh. So he planned on leaving his relationship, selling the house, and then he dies.
Yeah. Which I don't get after everything Melanie put him through, why she would post. I understand that he's the father of her child,
Mm-hmm.
but I still don't get why, after everything she put him through, she would post a video of him breaking down, crying like that. When there's been people like me, Crystal, that's been there through everything.
Mm.
You probably recognize Crystal's name because she was on a lot of his lives
A lot of his lives with him.
on
Oh,
Instagram.
now, okay. So let me. What kind of things were going on in his relationship with Melanie? Was it domestic violence? Was it a lot of arguing? Like what was happening?
Arguing, it was just very on his lives. You can hear them arguing back and forth before they broke up.
Okay. Mm. How old is her son? Because they have a son, I believe.
He just turned 1 in
Wow.
September.
Okay. Okay. So they like just had a baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, do you think anyone would have a motive to hurt him or kill him?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Wow. It's so unfortunate.
The only thing that makes me think of is from all those times that Melanie and him were fighting. There was this one video he posted on Instagram a while back ago of Melanie running around a house with a knife in her hand, and him and his manager being like, "That my child's here, please stop."
Wow. Wow. Oh my God. So they had a very tumultuous relationship. Okay. And before he died, did he have any contact with his family or was he cut off from
No,
everybody?
from my understanding, what Nick posted on Instagram earlier, he had no contact with him. I know he had contact with his mom,
Mm-hmm.
and that was about it. He has no contact. He had no contact whatsoever with his twin.
Mm. Oh my God. So this is all very unfortunate. Reports are also saying that he died broke. Is that true as well?
No,
Okay. Okay. You
because
know,
he's been paying for Melanie's bills and all that, phone bill, credit card bill.
keeping her afloat. So she didn't. So did she even have a job?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. And I know it's not much in Lancaster, but still, she could have did something.
Yeah.
Now was that the girl? Okay, let me ask you. Wow, I'm glad I got you on. Did she convince him to start doing like that webcam work? Was that with her or was that somebody else?
I think that was with her.
Wow.
I was back in March up until like June or July when somebody hacked my Luke Lover 92 account. I was close contact with everybody in that friendship circle.
Yeah. Because a lot of people that are just coming in, they're like, well, how does she know all this? Well, he was very close with some of his fans. You can explain it to them again, Caitlin, real quick.
Yeah. Aaron was pretty close with a group of us on Instagram. We were like his followers, SMG, LMG, his Love Matters group.
Yeah, so she was not only a fan but a friend. And sometimes people don't realize we have our I'm not a celebrity, but even I have certain, followers of the show, but it's almost like I know them. You know what I mean? So you do develop close relationships with.
The reason why I've been crying on and off for the last 24 hours is because of how close relationship I had with the LMG group.
Yeah. He seemed to have a really sweet soul. He just
did.
he
He even the day after he posted the video, all of his fans were like, Luke Lover 92's on your Instagram live. Bring her on, bring her on. And I was on that morning and he sang me happy birthday.
Oh wow.
On live.
That's really sweet. Well, let me ask you this. So well, now that he's gone, they weren't legally married, right? Just boyfriend and girl. Okay. So
they were engaged at one point.
But never got married.
Correct.
Okay, so his family's gonna handle everything then. Okay. Which is probably for the best. Do you think they'll do any kind of tribute or public funeral for him?
They might. I hope they do because people like me can't make it out to California just to be there for the funeral.
Right.
Or even back to Florida if they're going to bury him where he is originally from.
Gotcha.
I'm actually from St. Pete, which is right across the bay from his hometown.
Okay, I know where St. Petersburg, Florida
He's
is.
from Tampa originally.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so I was a big Backstreet Boys fan before, back in the early 2000s. And when his brother Nick introduced us Backstreet Boys fans during their 2002 tour, that's how long I've been a fan.
Wow. So sad. Well, I want to say thank you for giving us that information, Caitlin, and what can you say when someone that you're close to passes away? Just try to hold on to the good memories. That's all I can say. Like I said,
even though they weren't so great.
Right.
One of my favorite songs, Thanks for the Memories.
Yes. Yep.
I've been listening to this one song that he wrote a couple years ago called Don't Say Goodbye.
Oh, that sounds
Um,
like a sad song.
it's sad, but it kind of fits in perfectly with what's going on. I say it's not goodbye, it's we'll see you again real soon. I posted I can send you a copy of what I posted on Facebook about him.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, because I got your DM. So yeah, yeah, hit me in the DM. That's totally fine. And I'm gonna leave it there. I really do appreciate you coming up and giving us that information on him. May he rest in peace. Um and I pray your heart is okay. Just give it time. Give it time.
I have to work today, so
Okay.
that hopefully that keeps my mind off things.
Exactly. Keep your mind busy. Take it easy, Caitlin. You have a good one. All right.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Call me kinfolk.
What's going on, Storm?
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Oh
So,
man, what's your thoughts on the subject?
man, can I show you something real quick, bro? Like
What you gonna
if I share my screen real quick?
Yeah. Long as
Okay.
it ain't porn.
No, hell no.
Okay.
All right, I want to share something with everybody. And what's been going on in this industry, man? I got to pull it up right there.
Okay.
So I want to show y'all, like, I ain't gonna like take too much time. Like, I don't want to sit here and like confuse everybody.
Now take your time. This is stuff they need to know. Educate them.
Okay. So I just want to share like what's been going on in this industry, like for years before we even knew this was happening. It's been happening. Nah, they have been taking these artists out, these celebrities, by the numbers, right? So the day that he passed away was November 5th, written 11/5. Now they say that he was found in the bathtub, right?
Right.
Now, if you take the letters in bathtub, if you take the letters in the English language in reverse, right? It's all based on the English language. And bathtub equals 115 and killing equals 115, just like how he was found dead in the bathtub on 115. So as soon as I seen that, I said, yeah, this look like another bathtub ritual.
And that was my thing. And listen, but before you continue, let me say this. People always saying, Storm, you a conspiracy theorist. Storm, people die every day. He had a drug habit. Listen, I understand people die every day. I had a great aunt that died in the bathtub, but she slipped and fell. She didn't OD. But my point is, it's too coincidental that so many celebrities die the exact same way, man. Please teach them, please.
Yeah, and it's not a conspiracy, bro, because we can talk about Whitney Houston too, who also passed away in the bathtub. Not to mention the age that Aaron Carter passed away on. He passed away at the age of 34, just like murder, and then the place that he was at, Lancaster, California. Right? So now let's go to Whitney. Let's talk about Whitney. Right? Now, Whitney died the same way by the numbers as well. They said she overdosed, right? Her first name, Whitney, equals 41 as well, which where the location that she overdosed in, Los Angeles, California, also equals 41. You just taking the English language. Now, reduction is reducing the double digits to single digits. So basically, to make it simple, right? J, which is the 10th letter, now equals 1. Like 1 plus 0 equals 1. And that's how you get this stuff. It's just they're taking the English language that we've known all this time, and they're doing these rituals based off of the numbers.
And then the daughter died the same way, Bobby Christina.
Yes, well, she She was found unconscious in the bathtub, just like her mama, but I think she passed away like later on due to something else.
Oh,
But she was found,
in hospice. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
but she was found unconscious in the bathtub though. And her last name Houston and drowning. That's what they said. She overdosed and she drowned in the tub. Drowning. We get the same numerology. And I know the death of Takeoff is still fresh on everybody's mind. Takeoff connects with these same numbers. With his very first album, The Last Rocket. His very first album, The Last Rocket. It was released on 11/12, and he ends up getting killed in Houston. Once again, Houston equals 112. They killing these people by the same numbers. And back to Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter passed away from drowning. Now, just how you connect this Takeoff first album, you can connect Aaron Carter's first album because his first album came out on the 1st of December, 112, and he ended up dying the same way from drowning, 112. When these artists, these singers, these musicians pass away, always look at their first album and their last album. It's always connected. As soon as they come into this industry, that's when the clock starts ticking.
Damn. And look, man, the crazy thing too is a lot of people don't even know. Even the dates that the albums are released are also based on like the zodiac signs and shit too. Yep. And Taylor Swift even admitted to this. So it's a lot that goes into when they put out this shit, and a lot of people just don't know. It's deep. It's deep. A lot of people saying you trolling. Nah, this man is not trolling. Man is not.
I've been doing this way before Aaron Carter. I've been doing this for almost a year now. And you can literally connect it. Like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about somebody else then. Davido. Did you hear about Davido?
His son died. Died by drowning. Yeah,
died by drowning. Not even a whole week ago on Halloween. Now, once again, it's all by the numbers. When these celebrities get into this industry, you know they have to give something up. Now, Davido's son passed away 11 months and 2 weeks before the son's birthday. When even the son's name, you add his son's name up in the English language. Once again, it's all on the English language. And you get these same numbers, 112.
Thank you, Real Reality Gossip. I didn't see that, but thank you for that super chat. Wow.
So this is two people.
I low-key forgot about Davido. I low-key forgot about that.
Yeah, so this is two people so far. You know, they say it always comes in threes. So it's two people so far that have in the industry that have passed away due to drowning. And they say it always come in threes.
So is it when they sign their first contract that basically that's when the time clock starts?
I believe so. Because it's always you get the first album, it's always telling something.
Damn.
And it never fails, bro. So once you learn gematria, you can see through all these rituals that's going on right in front of you.
Let me ask you something. In your opinion, do you think Kanye is next?
Now, Kanye, I think it's too big right now. I think it would be way too obvious right now if they did something to Kanye. So right now, I think they just gonna hurt his pockets. That's why everybody's sitting there cutting ties with Kanye now. I think it would be way too obvious at this point. The same thing with Kyrie Irving.
Good point.
They just want to humiliate you in front of the whole world to see. That's why they just gave Kyrie Irving a whole list of things to do if he wants to continue to play in the NBA.
Mind you, now they gave him that list of shit to do, still suspended him from games after he had donated what? Did he donate $500K to that charity or whatever, and still suspended him. Like, fuck, I already gave you money. You already publicly whipping me, making me your bitch, and I still got shit to do. And you might let me back. You might, man.
Right. So they just buck breaking him for the things that he's been saying. So they're gonna use him as an example to showcase to the world. So we gonna see if Kyrie gonna stand strong on his word, or is he gonna continue to be buck broken?
That's
like
a
the
good
rest of
point.
the industry.
Lisa Barnes said Melanie returned her 13,000 engagement ring, got a 3,000 one instead, pocketed the difference. Lisa, hit the link for me. Melanie is Aaron Carter's baby mama. Hit the link for me, Lisa. Man, I appreciate you coming up here, man. We got to collab and go through some of this stuff. Do like a deeper dive if you're up for it.
Yeah, for sure. Just let me know. Yeah, call me Kinfolk. That's my channel. You got an email in your description or something?
Yeah, it's in the description. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it in a private chat right now.
All right, bet. Yeah, I'm gonna email you. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody else come on here. Yeah, I just wanted to show that real quick. So appreciate you for letting me come on, bro.
Absolutely, appreciate it, man, and we'll be in touch, bro.
All right, for sure.
Later. He broke down that gematria for you. He broke it down for you. What's going on, LN?
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. So the Aaron Carter situation, I think, is really tragic, but I feel like what people aren't talking enough about, I think people online are, but maybe not the mainstream media, is just the abuse that potentially Aaron Carter and definitely like Nick Carter, like what they went through in the industry under Lou Pearlman. Lou Pearlman was the guy who founded Backstreet Boys. Like he basically funded them, in addition to also NSYNC. And so there's like multiple articles, like I've read articles about this years ago about how I think back in 2007, when he finally got arrested for basically he had ran a whole Ponzi scheme where he was kind of laundering money. But, his Aaron Carter's mom actually came out and she basically, they did a whole interview about this, but where it was an article. But she specifically, and I have it pulled up here. So the quote that she was talking about was, certain things happened and it almost destroyed our family. I tried to warn everyone. I tried to warn all the mothers. I tried to expose him for what he was years ago. And the article definitely just focused on how Perlman was really inappropriate with a lot of those young boys who basically were in his various boy groups, because he was a person who, if you think back years ago on MTV when they had the Making the Band, it was based on like he was behind all that.
Wait a minute. Tell me his name again. One more time.
Sure. Lou, Lou, Pearlman, Pearlman. Lou
Is
Pearlman.
that the one that Is that the one that turned out they had to get on, like he ended up being gay, but like he they said he was very touchy-feely with the boys?
Yes, that is him. He was like a fat, this obese white guy with glasses and yes, that is him.
Okay,
yes,
because Lance Bass said that when Lou would hug me or embrace me, he would think to himself, wow, he's really struggling with his sexuality. Wow.
Yes, that's him. There's like the whole documentary on the documentary that Lance Bass even did, like what that he financed it, but kind of really kind of detailing like Lou Pearlman in terms of like how he financed a lot of the boy bands, but then also like his downfall basically. So yeah, people don't want to have that conversation about how, he basically, for some of these boys to get put on, I hate to say it, but it's really clear that the parents, some of them may have been aware of what was going on, and because a lot of money at that time was involved, and because even if you think of Aaron Carter, he came out with his first album in 1997. So This was like very young. Maybe he was 10 or a little bit younger when he put out that album. So only God knows what that young kid went through. Potentially, if he was, which we know he would have been around Lou Pearlman, because Lou Pearlman was also the person who was behind his career as well financially, like at the very start of his career. So I think what people don't want to ever talk about is that, especially when these young celebrities who they go through drug abuse, they go through addiction, you start seeing them kind of like on this downward spiral. They don't want to talk about the traumas potentially that they had to go through just to get to that point of being a celebrity, or to get to that point of having a career, quote unquote. and what they endured before they eventually flame out and they either die, they overdose, or and I think what we see with Aaron Carter, I think unfortunately he likely overdosed because he unfortunately had significant problems with drugs. But
Right.
we know that, I mean, even Nick Carter had issues with drugs, maybe about like 15 or so years ago, but he got his shit together and cleaned himself up. So at this point, like he's not dealing with that, but he also had those issues in like the early to mid 2000s. He was struggling with with drug use, or I think he was an alcoholic. If I'm saying that correctly, but yeah, I think people need to really kind of look at potentially his backstory and maybe the abuse he went through, because the parents were unfortunately a bit negligent. Like the mother, I think there was some issues going on with his parents as well, because they had that whole reality TV show like back in the day on, I think it was the House of Carter, and I watched that show, and their
I
family was
think
a
I
bit
briefly
dysfunctional.
remember that show.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I watched it. I mean, it was on the E network back in the day, but I mean, yeah, their family was a bit dysfunctional, like very dysfunctional, where it just kind of seemed like, they didn't really have any guidance. And like that was just what I got from it. And where I think again, when your identity is so connected to, like your celebrity or what you do, that is, I think, a problem. So like when you lose it and you don't have that anymore, like let's say you're at the top of your, like with Aaron Carter, his peak was maybe like the early 2000s, like 2002, 2003, 2004. And when by the time he kind of again, he wasn't able to sustain his career as a child star and to exceed that as an adult. Then what else was he going to do? So there was this whole downward spiral that came with that, where he wasn't really built to just be able to be a fully functioning, healthy adult, because that's not how he was raised. And that really wasn't, I think with whatever else he went through in the industry, it just didn't really support his growth as a healthy adult, basically. So,
Well, I want to say I'm definitely going to look back into that because that name, it rung a bell when you said it. Thank you, LN, for calling in. I appreciate that.
no, you're welcome. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm glad she called in. Kane or Kane?
Hey Storm, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Fine, how are you, Storm?
Good, good. What's on your mind today?
So, like the Aaron Carter situation, I feel like not everything's like a sacrificial, spiritual, ritual thing
Okay.
because be- because it's always linked like rappers are always killed like for sacrifice. Usually, it's in the music industry, and I know that Aaron Carter was in the music industry, but Aaron Carter like wasn't as hyped or had that fame as he was as today. He didn't have that fame as he had. So I don't think it would be a sacrifice that they would have to kill him when he wasn't as famous as he was before. And I feel like he was struggling through a lot of like problems, his sister killing herself, and maybe he was blaming himself, and he also had issues with his brother Nick. And like I felt like he really needed a lot of help, and unfortunately like nobody was there to help him. Yeah.
It's really sad. I know his family had cut him off, and
Mm,
so he was, you know,
yeah.
all he had was his friends, and I guess that baby mama that we that we
I don't
that
trust
Caitlin
the
was
baby
talking about
mama.
earlier. So um I don't know. I get it. Hey, some people are gonna believe it. It's a sacrifice. Some people not. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, do you trust the baby mama?
You say what now?
Do you trust the baby mama?
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I don't trust nobody. Listen, if he was
Yeah.
really selling the house, he was planning on leaving
Hmm.
a relationship, and now he's dead. So
Yeah.
yeah. But thanks for coming up. You
Yeah.
have a good one. All right.
Yeah. Bye, Storm.
Thank you. All right, Dr. M, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. So I decided to hop on this call because um it's just sad. I mean, I literally after the week we've all had about hearing about all these people dying, I think yesterday I just sat down and cried because I have a son and he's a child, he's 6, but like I can't imagine what the families of these people are going through because it's nobody wants to see their son die before them. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Right, right. No, totally.
Yeah, that's my first point. My second point is I work in the healthcare system, and Aaron Carter's case is is one that unfortunately we see a lot. People, it's quite after hearing his story and his family history, you can see his entire family had struggles with addiction, some sort of addiction, and he especially when his family cut him off. I think he was having it the hardest because he didn't. I don't think he had the kind of support he needed.
Mm.
You know, and I know maybe they were trying to do the tough love kind of thing, but people have to realize that not everybody can survive tough love. You know,
True.
it's just sad because his sister passed away. I think due to um I'm not sure, but I think it was alcohol problems, and she also left the child, and it's just all around sad. It's heartbreaking. I don't even know, like, and it's quite unfortunate. Stuff like this happens every day. you know and when you look at child stars, like a lot of the child stars are going through this kind of like problematic phase of addiction, and I think we really have to look into it, because there's something in the industry, in the air, that
It,
some
it
people.
it is. It is for sure. And let me say this too. He just did an interview with No Jumper. It aired 4 days ago. Now I don't know when they actually recorded it. That I don't know. But this is
Yeah,
what I'm gonna say. Don't y'all find it funny how these celebrities would do interviews with No Jumper or DJ Vlad or certain people, and then right after they die or right after they go to jail?
yeah.
Nobody
It's
finds
weird.
that suspicious. That's all I'm gonna say. But thank you, Dr. M. You have a
Yeah,
good one, all right?
no problem. You too, have a nice day.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. How many people are you calling up, Storm? I have a lot of information. Okay. Rico Suave, you said you had a lot of info. Going once, going twice.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey Storm, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I would like to say before I start this that I listen to you quite often. So I understand what you're trying to like the information you're getting across to people, but Aaron does not fall in this category of like the sacrificed or it was conspiracy or some sort of murder. He had a problem for a while. And like I was saying in the chat, a lot of the videos on my page were documenting that. Him
Mm,
and his fiance have been on and off since they were together. They've had a terrible relationship. He's been on live doing drugs. Him and his friends, like they enabled him completely. He was taking 7 different drugs at one time on live getting high. This was inevitable. He's always high in the tub. It's just usually people like me, not myself specifically, but we would call 911. We would call welfare checks. He got a DUI. He was pulled over for a DUI in his RV like 3, 4 days ago. I made a video saying I think he's crying out for help because he left all of these videos up on his Instagram. This was just a tragic accident of when a child star goes untreated. The LA cops, we know how they are and we know how suspect they can be. So it's really nothing that anybody could do, but he was not like it had nothing to do with anybody else. It was just honestly, another Sunday morning for Aaron.
mm. Well, hey, I definitely hear where you're coming from, because I mean, if he was using drugs like that, then I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Oh yeah, like ridiculously amounts to where even his fiance like he lost custody of his son 3 months into his son being born because of his drug habits. Like if you watch the No Jumper interview, he's drinking lean. Why is somebody who's supposedly 5 years sober drinking lean on your podcast, talking about trying to get his kid back? Like
Somebody
he
said he
had,
was huffing Duster. What the hell is
yes,
Duster?
Duster can, the computer spray that you clean your keyboard with.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
Yes, I have a video of him doing that as well on live about a week ago. I have a video. I mean, there's lots of videos, but he always said, you can't stop an addict from being an addict. If I want to be addicted, I'm going to be. You can't stop me. Stop telling me to get help. His family tried. His ex-girlfriends tried. Everybody tried around him. The last people he were around were the people enabling him that made this happen.
Damn. I did not know you could huff computer spray. I'm like, I've never heard of that.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
No, sir. No, I'm not even trying to be funny. I didn't know. I knew people used, like, back in the day, they used to huff the like the spray, like the actual, like when you would tag shit, they would huff that.
Yeah. The aerosol cans.
Yeah, thank you. Aerosol can. I'm not a drug head, but yeah, I remember that back in the day. I didn't know the computer spray.
It's a very what do you say? You say Wonder Bread. It's a Wonder Bread type of thing. They're it's not something that's super, usual. Usually kids do it. It's real cheap. Costs like $3 a can. Get you high for 2 seconds.
They said black markers. What the hell they got doing with black markers?
Oh, I don't know anything about black markers. I don't think he was huffing markers. He was addicted to Xanax and huffing Duster.
Damn.
He took gabapentin, Seroquel. Like, I can name the list of the drugs. Like, I'm telling you, this is documented. It was a long time coming. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Hold on, I'm just writing this down because I'm just like, wait, let me write this down. Okay, list the drugs you saw him use on live.
Huffing Duster, so computer Duster, Seroquel, gabapentin, Xanax, Ambiens. Honestly, anything he could get his hands on, a Mazalprazzle, like anything that he could get his hands on that a doctor would legally prescribe to him, he would take. Whether it was what are those? Not narcos. It's another one of those type of pills. It starts with an N, but morphine pills. He's done morphine pills, and this is all on live. I wouldn't, personally be able to know any of this if he hadn't showed it. I've been following his journey for the last 4 years. This has been like a while coming.
So basically, it sounds like he didn't want to live.
No, like a lot of people said, his childhood was. Oh, let me give you this tea. Somebody brought up Lou Pearlman. Aaron Carter was one of the industry's first pass around. He tried to get emancipated at 15, and the judge, wants to go through his finances. They find that he was gifted over $1 million worth of stuff from Bruce Willis. Why is a 15-year-old boy? He used to always be with Bruce Willis. He says it in plenty of interviews. He spent the night at Bruce Willis's house.
Oh shit.
We know his situation with Michael. Nothing, he says, happened in that situation, but he says one night somebody crawled into his bed while he was at Michael Jackson's house. The only other 2 people were there. Bruce Willis was one of them. So I definitely believe he's went through a lot in his childhood. I definitely believe that he's a product of like the industry, but no, he didn't want any help. He didn't want to stop being high or doing drugs. Nothing could stop him. His career, him losing his career, him losing his kid, him losing his family, like nothing could stop him. He started doing OnlyFans. That's where he was making his money currently, and donations from Instagram and TikTok.
And I remember, like, I knew he was doing OnlyFans, and then I remember seeing something on Cam Soda, so that's why I asked Caitlin. I'm like, but damn, who convinced him to start doing that shit?
his fiance was a cam girl. Before they met, she worked at a nudie bar in Orange County, and she did camming. So when they got together, she was like, "You have all these people watching you on live. Maybe they want to see your dick." And he started doing that, and he made a good amount of money because everybody wants to see this child star. Like, what are you doing? He didn't keep up with it. It was a lot of gay content. He was fluid, I'll say.
Oh, he was doing gay content.
Yes, a lot of gay stuff, and it was specifically for his gay OnlyFans. 98% of his OnlyFans were male. Excuse me. They took down his OnlyFans, his family.
Oh, well, okay. Okay. Well, while we here, give us some more detail. So he was getting fucked.
He was not recording himself getting fucked, but he has this. It's known as his purple dildo. Basically, he would have either him doing it to himself with everything spread open for you to see, or he would have his fiance doing it. All of the pictures he would post were just of his butt or him, showing his whole. He had this one where he was boxing naked when he had boxed Lamar Odom. When he was training for that, he had a video of him boxing naked with his little thing flying around.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I got it. So he was giving content for his gay fans. So
yes,
a lot of y'all don't know that's the thing now to well, I got shorts on, but literally just do that for OnlyFans. That's the thing now. But then they want you to spread them cheeks open.
And
they
he was perfectly fine with it. If his one male friend that he was having sex with would have been down for it, Aaron definitely would have posted that on his OnlyFans.
Damn.
Oh yeah, when it comes to Aaron Carter, like I said, I've been watching him for a minute, and we were trying to get him help. A lot of people call us bullies, but if everyone has tried everything they can think of, posting what he's looking like and what he's doing to try to bring awareness was the last kind of hope anybody had. He just got arrested for DUI and the cops let him go. That could have saved him.
Yeah, it could have. It could have. And a lot of people don't be realizing, a lot of times if you lock these addicts up, it will get them clean.
Yes. His family's been trying to get 5150s because he has an array of assault rifles. Oh, Storm, don't put your cheeks on OnlyFans.
I don't know. That just cracks me up. I'm sorry, that cracked me up. I'm sorry. Anyway, but I see what you're saying though. So I'm gonna say this, Rico. I thank you for calling in and giving us that perspective.
Of course.
But yeah, you absolutely right. The man did have a drug habit. So some people think. Go ahead.
Speaking about it, actually, I'm sorry to interrupt, but thank you for letting people come on, because I do 100% agree with what I think he was one of the first guys you had on talking about the numerology.
Yes,
he was hitting some points, and it makes sense. And in a lot of cases, it makes sense. This was not one of those cases. It was just sad truth of being in the industry at a young age, So thank you, for letting me call in and just tell that part.
Absolutely. You have a good day, all right?
You too, Storm.
Bye-bye. I tell you one thing, like I said, I let everybody call in and give their opinion. Love Jones, I'm about to pull you up. I still just be finding it crazy how they do be dying on certain dates. I'm almost wondering if it's not literally somebody sacrificing. Is there ritualistic magic behind the scenes to push people to perish at certain times? Because just you can get somebody to do work for you, I'm wondering if it's just ritualistic stuff behind the scenes. Another thing y'all don't know, might as well tell y'all. So when I was a little kid, I tried to get in the industry too. Let me pull up Love Jones while I tell this.
Hey,
Love, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How are you feeling? I know you said you had a sinus situation.
Yeah. I hit up the doctor. Have you heard of Teladoc?
No.
So it's basically like an online doctor service. So, I ended up like taking Sudafed last night, which is the only thing that has helped. So she doesn't think it's an infection. She think I just still got like fluid in the sinus cavity behind the ear.
Oh.
So she told me take the Sudafed for 5 days, and if it doesn't get better, then go see like an ENT. So,
okay. Well, you look like you feeling a little better than you was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday it was hurting like all week. It's hurt to talk, it's hurt to swallow, like pause, but it's hurt to swallow. So that's why, like, I was like, well, damn, Storm, where you been at? Like, it hurt to talk. So, but anyway, yeah, I tried to get in the industry when I was a kid. Little old me. And if I'm ever famous one day, I know the tapes are gonna come out.
You famous now, please.
I ain't famous though. But if I ever get famous, I know the tapes are gonna come out and shit. The auditions and shit are gonna come out. What was my agent's name? Donda Wet. No, not Donda. Danya. My bad.
I was about to say you affiliated with Kanye and them.
Danya. My bad. Danya. She's German or some shit. But anyway, I would just never forget how like I auditioned for a toothpaste commercial.
Wow.
And it was a bunch of us in line, and we were saying our lines, and then these girls came, they were maybe between 14 and 16. And they also modeled. So they were tall for their age. And I remember the director going, wow, you have really nice legs. You have really nice skin. Mind you, it was for Colgate. This is a Colgate commercial.
So wasn't it just supposed to be about your smile?
Your teeth. So I'm trying to figure out. Now I'm thinking. It just hit me the other day. This man was really. He was complimenting this girl's legs. Her legs were smooth. They were smooth and oiled up. They was no cellulite.
But she was a teenager. Who was
a teenager? And she had like when you're a teenager and you just hit that growth spurt.
Oh my God, it was really hard for me. So yes, I do know.
She was fresh. And I just remember like thinking this has nothing to do with teeth. Then I said to myself, is this even a real audition?
Yeah. That is, we could laugh about things like this in jest, but it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
And it's
Hold on, let me tell them one more story. One more story before we move on. One more. So how old were you? I was 12. Okay. I'm gonna tell you this story, then I'm gonna move on. I'll never forget this agent said this to me. You know how Tammy Roman said that agent told her she needed to lose weight and she like never forgot it. Damn. And like started her eating disorder. So I had an agent tell me, she looked at me up and down. She was very like perplexed. I was funny looking and I get it. Like I really was. No, I was. It was really bad. But she was like, you're not ugly.
Oh my God.
You're interesting looking. She was just like, it's just interesting. It is not quite ugly. But interesting.
That is fucking hilarious.
Interesting looking black guy. I never forgot that shit. So that's why they say kids should not be in the industry. But go ahead, Love Jones.
I agree with you. And I too have a lot of stuff that's going to come out and just flood the internet streets. But it is what it is. We all got our humble beginnings. We all got our stories and our experiences. I want to start off by saying RIP to everybody that has been like, just being deleted from the physical plane lately. And I really feel like for this season, it started with Coolio. He passed on September 28th, and that was one of my friends. You know about that. Yeah. And when I was, because we had started working on a project together in May. And the crazy thing is I met him one September, and the following September, he was no longer here. So I had gotten to know him for like a year. And when I was at his house in North Carolina, he was telling me about the repercussions that he had to face for talking about certain things. Like, wow. He said he started to go on interviews, because he told me a bunch of stuff that I was like clutching my pearls to. And I was like, why don't you say this? He was like, I tried to, and then I got hit with a DUI. And he was like, when it was just me, I was fine. You know, I got out. But then I said something again on another platform, and my son got arrested. And he was like, yeah, he probably wasn't doing the right things, but the amount of sentencing and time that he received, I know it was directly a result of me saying certain things that I shouldn't say. So you very well do get penalized for going against the code and going against the grain. He expressed explicit details of people that were, you know, a part of the rainbow community, and some of the people I kind of like was like, okay, I'm not that shocked, but other people I was like, what?
Oh, we gonna wait a minute. Do you want to tell them the Queen Latifah Jada Pinkett story?
Oh my God! So he told me he was at a party, and Queen Latifah used to fuck with Robin Givens and Jada Pinkett. They were at like some industry event, and Queen Latifah was under the table giving Jada Pinkett time. He told me. Everybody, he was like, yeah, it's always sex parties, like orgies, like these are things that they do. It's not anything abnormal. Like I had another friend that was he was like a road manager for Mos Def. And he told me he went to, first of all, Beyonce used to date Mos Def, allegedly. Like they were. And he went to a party with Diddy because he started hanging out with Diddy, and he used to be on the road with Kanye when he first came out. And he told me he walked into a club and it was just dudes on dudes everywhere you looked around. Like, and everybody was just acting like it was normal. People was doing blow off of penises, anuses, boobs, and all types of stuff. And this was just a regular occurrence. And I said, and you stayed? He said, man, I stayed for a couple minutes, but then I left. You know how Puff is. I'm like, I don't know how these people is, because in the public, they act like they is loved up.
They act so tough in public, but behind closed doors, they be the biggest queens.
This is so. I'm gonna tell y'all one more story. He told me that once again at one of these industry events, Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill was lovers, and they was like making out allegedly. So he told me
you said Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill?
And Johnny Gill, yes. They were
Lord, I ain't gonna tell my uncle. My uncle loved Johnny Gill.
And I was just like, oh, this is crazy. I said, so how did you escape that? Because you telling me about all of these people. And he said this is why he didn't go as far as he could have, because he didn't want to play the game. And I was like, so you feel like you got blackballed? He said, absolutely. And he told me the exact moment that he knew he wasn't going to break that cap that he reached. And he said it was because Quincy Jones tried him a couple times. The first time he kind of just brushed him off. The second time they embraced, and Quincy tried to kiss him in the mouth, and he kind of like reflexed and elbowed him and almost knocked him. Like he stumbled, and he said he had to catch him. And everybody's looking, and he just brushed it off like, oh, you know, it's my bad or whatever. He said ever since then, like Quincy Jones used to send him gifts. He sent him a custom made like bottle of like sparkling wine. I don't know what it was, but it said Quincy Hearts Coolio. Like this was at the height. Like Coolio won a Grammy. He had a sample from Stevie Wonder. Like he was at the top. Why didn't he go even further? It's because he wasn't playing the game. And RIP to him. Like he dropped so many jewels, and he just, it's just crazy. Like he was so excited to be back on the road because, you know, the variant shut everything down so people couldn't travel, you know, and he finally was getting back out there. And I remember we was in the airport coming back. I was coming back to the tri-state, and he was going to Sweden or something. And he was like, yo, you need to catch this wave. And I was like, he like, you got it, I'm telling you, and you black. And I was like, what do you mean am I black? He like, you fully black, like it's a wave for y'all right now. You need to catch. Like, he just was so adamant about me embracing being like a Black girl, you know, and I was like, this is so dope. So seeing and hearing that he passed, like the last time I spoke to him on FaceTime, he was like, when you coming back to North Carolina? We need to finish these songs. I do music, y'all. I do a bunch of stuff. And I just was so sad, like, dang. And he didn't even try to smash. Like, it wasn't even, I mean, he thought that I was attractive, but he really.
He was a genuine dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was a genuine dude. Oh my Lord. Yeah.
It made me, I cried. I was sad, like, dang. But he went out, he got the chance to continue to do what he loved to do. And he told me a bunch of other stuff. I'll tell you about that later. So I feel like,
Well, let me tell them this, because that shit is real, even like in the underground scene here in Atlanta. So I know somebody, I ain't gonna say who, but they literally had a business meeting back in the day, and they used to do like bodybuilding pretty much, right? And you know, bodybuilding has a lot of politics as well.
I never even thought.
A lot of people don't realize that bodybuilding is a lot of politics as well, if you want to be like the top dog. Mm-hmm. And so he took a dinner with a certain associate, and they're just talking business and talking the industry. And then dude is like, oh, okay, so yeah, you gonna come over to the house. And you know, we'll finish, we'll finish up there. And he's like, I'm not coming to your house. And he's like, well, yeah, you just come to the house. I got liquor, I got a hot tub. Like, we're gonna have a good time.
If you not down, go
if
ahead.
you not down, you not down. And then this person I know, he goes, well, dude, I don't get down like that. That's not my thing. And then the guy in the industry is like, well, if you want to make it, this is what you do.
I can give my own personal account. A few years ago, when Power first started, I was like, well, before I even was on that set, because I did background on Power every single season, I was working in New York City at the Standard Hotel in the East Village. And we had a high profile client. His name was Mark Canton. I still know him to this day. He was obsessed with me, like in love. And he was like the president of Warner Brothers. He executive produced Power. Like, so he was like, because I was a hostess at the cafe, and he would come down and like we would talk and chat up. And one time he was like, come to my room. And I was like, I'm gonna get fired. I can't go to your room. Like, he was like, well, this is the way. Like, you need to come to my room. This is how we do things. And I was like, this senior, anybody else would have went. Now I be thinking like, I bet you should have went. You don't even work there no more. But I was like, these people are. I'm the only Black girl that work here. I'm gonna go up to his hotel. There's cameras all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And the people were so thirsty and groupie, and I don't care. I always be around celebrities, and so I didn't care. But he told me, he was like, "This is the way we do things. You need to come to my room. I'm telling you." And I was just like, I should have went to his room, but anyways, it's really like that. It's really like that. And my ex-boyfriend, my high school sweetheart, we was together for 10 years. He was signed to Def Jam, and he released the album with, he had a production deal with Rodney Jerkins. So we used to be everywhere. So, what is the name? The guy with the glasses. That's the head. That was the head of Def Jam. The boy.
L.A. Reid.
L.A. Reid. So he was really close with L.A. Reid's son.
Oh, like, God. Ain't L.A. Reid the queen?
So my ex-boyfriend, he was not kind of shelved. Like, they wasn't really, like, he had his advance money and he was in the studios and blah, blah, blah. And he really was like, yo, like, what do I need to do to get this single out? Like, he was doing a lot of footwork on his own. And they told him, go to L.A. Reid's office with a basket of candy by yourself. I was there. This is not no alleged nothing. I heard that with my own. I said, why would they tell you to go there with a basket of candy by yourself? Don't come with your manager. Don't bring your girlfriend, because I was the girlfriend at the time. Don't nobody. Just go by yourself with some candy.
Candy girl.
He ain't never do that. And guess what? He had to fight to get out that contract. I'm just like, people don't want to believe it, and everybody call these things conspiracies, but some of the things that I personally witnessed myself with my own two eyes, it's really like a secret society, only access trust. And a lot of people don't want to be around you, associate with you if you're not down with what they down with. You know, a lot of people, like I have another, I'm telling y'all all my, but it don't matter. I have another friend. His name is Charles Hamilton. I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of him. He's from Harlem. He was huge in like 2009, 2008. He released a song called Brooklyn Girls, and he was signed to Interscope Records with Jimmy Iovine and stuff. And to this day, Charles has been in and out of psychiatric wards. Like he's in and out of prison. Like he was assaulted at an industry party. He was roofied. He woke up, busted open, bloody. He was in a wheelchair. And he can't remember. He has no recollection of who did that to him. And he also told me that he was shown videos, explicit videos of big, huge name rap artists engaging in activities together. So this is what they do. They collect information on you so they can hold it over your head. You know, and they do it while you're under influence. Sometimes you will be out of it. You don't even know what's going on. And they record you. And if you don't do what they want you to do, he came back out in 2015 and he was on Empire. Like, and I was there. Like, these are my friends. He didn't want to sign a certain deal. He was sleeping with his manager. I'm like, why are you doing this, Charles? Like, you already know.
You already know.
Power and control. He didn't want to do something that they wanted him to do. He went on a cruise with his mom. His mother was power of attorney over him. She was the only one that he would listen to. She died on the cruise. They had to finish the cruise with his mother's deceased body at the bottom of the boat. It's scary. So going back to what Rico Suave was saying about Aaron Carter and like how he was, this just make me sad. Like thinking about, it just really will chew you up and spit you out. Either you're gonna be in a psych ward, drugged out, or you're not gonna be here. You're gonna be deleted. Like it's just you. She was like, "Oh, Aaron, basically, this was his life. Like this is something that he did. Like he did this to himself." And I feel like yes, but it's easier to say that when somebody's already self-destructive. You know what I mean? Who's to say that his family is like, we tired of this? It's that's it. We just gonna delete you now. Everybody gonna believe you did it to yourself anyway. We gonna get a cash out, and then we don't have to worry about you anymore. We already look at you as you're deleted. So why not just physically take you out, put you in a tub, and say you did it to yourself?
Ooh. I mean, you know how my brain works. I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, who knows? We don't know.
We don't know. But you never know. And I don't listen, things have come out now that we would have thought that we were called crazy for years ago.
Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Now it's out. So it's just like I say never. Anything is possible. And thank God I didn't get in the industry as a kid. They'd have told my ass up.
As much as I thought I wanted to be a super, I'm like, yo, I wouldn't have made it if I was like a young, super impressionable person. So that's why they want you young. It's not because you're more talented or you're more, no, it's because you're more impressionable. Your mind is more malleable. I can shape and mold you. I can control you. It's easier to separate you from your family. It's easier to get in your head. It's all about mind control and manipulation.
Oh my God. I remember even auditioning for Disney stuff. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's really scary. And I just, even with the Migos, like RP Takeoff, like and I was in Houston. I literally met an owner of one of the spots that I performed at, and he was like, "Oh, it's Jazz Prince's birthday, blah, blah, blah." And I just so happened to fly back. I probably would have been there. I'd be in the mix and doing all types of
You
stuff.
could have gave me a first-hand account.
I would, no, because Lord Storm, I feel like I would have got shot if I was there. I'm glad I wasn't there. RIP. I don't mean like I'm just that girl that don't get away easily out of situations. So it's just so sad because Takeoff literally, he was out the way. Like he was out the way.
It's sad. It really is. And then his family released those childhood pictures of like him and Quavo. I was just like, oh my God.
Like they family, it ran deeper than just music and entertainment, you know?
Yes. Thank you, David. Yeah.
It makes me sad, but I'm gonna let you get to the next caller. I just wanted to come on here and say, like, from my own personal, I haven't, the stuff that I told y'all is just a tip of the iceberg of what I've seen, heard, witnessed. I done been around this entertainment stuff for a long time. I met Beyonce. Ain't nobody gonna take that away from me. Like right here, Beyonce. I don't care what y'all saying in the comments. Y'all can call me thirsty titty, whatever you want. I don't give a damn. I literally did the VMAs. I was like on stage with Rihanna when she had that whole block party, when she got her Vanguard Award. Like, I done been around. And I've literally seen things that all of it is not a conspiracy. These people literally will take you out. If you are not doing what, you know Fendi that discovered Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
I know Fendi. Like, I sound like I don't like to sound that way. But Fendi told me one time, he said, you cover up too much on Instagram. And he was like, if you get the opportunity to make a SEX tape, you need to do it. I said, dang, you want me to exploit myself like that? He said, that's the name of the game. And he also was like, you want me to manage you? You got to marry me. So all of that is business. Everything is
what? What?
I'm not making this up.
Fendi, what?
If I'm lying, I'm flying.
Ain't nobody finna marry his old ass.
It's no loyalty in the game. And this is when he was still going at it with Nicki because he was so mad. Like, he talked about her all day long. Like, he was obsessed. Rightfully so. She was the hugest star. And he had a hand in that. And I'm so happy for him now that they've made amends. But he talked about her all day. He showed me contracts. This is when he was plotting to get close to Little Kim. When they was warring, he would have me listening to three-way conversations with Little Kim. I'm like, what is happening? Like, he used to be like, ain't no loyalty in the game. Like, yeah. I'm like, yo, like, first of all, that's another reason why I'm still in my little hood apartment, because it tears at your soul. Like, you gotta really be kind of soulless and conscienceless to
make it
fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't care. I will be the turtle versus the hare as far as my soul is concerned. I will be the tortoise. I can't. I have to be able to live with myself. And people can't. And that's why they really be drugged out. They be, you know what I mean? Like, because they do things that goes against their soul. Like, people think about selling your soul as like you literally like, it's gonna cost $1 million. No, it's you doing things that goes against your morale, that goes against your own respectability, politics, that goes against your nature.
True. Now, Love Jones for me, you know, I'm a freak anyway. So I'm just so technically that would be going against my nature. That would just be a Thursday afternoon.
Oh my God. Not on this good Sunday.
I'm just saying. Drop the tape. Wait. You want me to go through this camera roll? You want me to put this in Adobe Premiere and edit this what you want? But you you have the tape that you put out. I'm talking about the official ones, not this OnlyFans shit. Mm-hmm. Even Mimi and Nico, I believe they have different ones too. You know, they have the ones they put out for us, and then they have the ones that the industry keeps. Because even with Kim and Ray J, they have 3 tapes. Yeah, it's that one tape she don't want the world to see. Right? I believe that's the one where she's doing the really grotesque shit.
Oh, so that's the one we're gonna hold over you so you could kind of comply.
Because they put everything on tape. That's how the game goes.
That's what it is. Like,
even with me and Nico, that ain't the original tape. We know they have different scenes. We see the tripods. At one point, you see the shit moving. There's a cameraman. Like, y'all shot this multiple times. We can tell Mimi was kind of out of it in a couple of them. I'm gonna leave that alone. She's kind of out of it. Nico was fucking the shit out of her. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway,
that was a good one. I can't even lie. That was a
I
good
can't
one.
even lie.
Out of
That was
all
a
of
good
them,
one.
they did they thing. But
They
for her
did
to
they
be
thing.
crying, she was crying like those was real tears because she was regretful and remorseful. She can't believe that she did that.
Yeah.
And that's where the tears was coming from. You know, like I didn't do it. She was saying that she didn't do it, but she was really crying for the fact that she actually consented to that. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She sold a piece of her soul. It's crazy. We could talk about this all day. Like I know a lot of stuff. I've been around. It's crazy, but
We gonna leave it there. Thank you,
yeah,
Love
go
Jones.
on ahead to the next caller. Hey y'all in the chat. Hey to the haters too. I see y'all and you see me. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
Take it easy. Bye-bye. What's going on, Lori?
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Oh my goodness. I was so unexpected. I was about to get up and use the bathroom. I'll hold it. Okay, so um yeah, it's really sad what happened to Aaron. Like I was a big fan of Backstreet Boys back in the day. Way back in the day. And when I saw that Aaron was coming out as a star, I was like, y'all gonna do this to this little boy? Because when his older brother Nick was in Backstreet Boys, he was only 13. So I was like, and Aaron started even younger. So I was like, oh my God, they're gonna destroy this boy. Like even
Mm-hmm.
then, I saw the industry for what it was, but it took me a while to really be like, oh wow, y'all are really evil. Like they are some demonic people. I'm sorry, they are. And there's a lot of people that are in denial about it. I was like, your favorite stars, all of them have taken the oath. All the
Mm-hmm.
big stars that are out there, even the ones that aren't that big, they gotta take some sort of oath to get where they are. So it's like, and I feel bad for Aaron because I do believe had his family been more supportive, had his mom not been an alcoholic, had he had that family support, if Nick had been, a little bit more loving towards his brother, because remember someone earlier said that the reality show, you should see the dysfunction, Storm. You're gonna be like, wow, like really? Y'all taped this? It was really bad. Like I couldn't even watch the whole season. Like, and they had to cut it off. I think because they realized Nick, they first of all, they only made that reality show because Nick agreed to do it. Because he was the star, right? It was starting to make Nick look bad. So they just scrapped everything. Now, with regard to him, Aaron being arrested a couple of days ago, first of all, he was pulled over. The cops did a sobriety check, the test. I'm sorry, sobriety test. He passed the test, and they were like, "Okay, no, he's not high. He's fine." They said maybe because the vehicle was swerving a little bit. They said, "Oh, it was really windy that day. Maybe people thought he was drunk or something." But he proved to the cops he was like, "I'm fine." So I don't think that should be brought up really because the cops did check him and said he was fine.
Okay.
He passed the test. Okay, so another thing, that Melanie girl, she was sent by the devil. She was sent to destroy that man. She was. I'm sorry. She was because she was so toxic for him. He was complaining all the time. She would break into his house after they broke up. She would break into, yes, look this up, Storm. She would break into his house and refuse to leave. And refuse to leave. He's like, I'm done with you. And speaking of, the girl earlier was talking about, oh, Aaron lost custody of his kid. Well, guess what? Melanie lost custody of the kid too. Melanie's
So
mother has custody of the son.
oh wow.
Yeah, Melanie she's oh listen, she was sent by the devil to destroy this boy. Like he was really he was trying. I know he was messed up. He was drugged out. And she was talking about all those medications he's on, the gabapentin, the Seroquel, all of that. Those were for all the diagnoses that he's been, diagnosed with. These are not pills that he just like randomly just picked up on his own. He's been in rehab, outpatient rehab all this time. He said because things trigger him, and he's been trying. Every time he feels triggered, he goes into rehab. He's been trying every medication she mentioned. he said the only thing that is, kind of illegal, I guess, is weed. That's the only thing he said he was messing with, and he was trying to get off of that. But everything else that was prescribed is because he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder, and everything else. So that's why he was on those drugs. You know how they do these celebrities. They prescribe a whole bunch of stuff. Look what Kanye just said. Look what Kanye just said in recent tweets.
Yep.
They threatened to put him in zombie land. Are you kidding me?
And this is his trainer that said that.
Thank you. What kind of trainer? Yo, that trainer got pulled, man.
Now here's the thing. They looked it up. That's a famous celebrity trainer.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, is your ass really training, or is you just a handler? You just another fucking handler.
I looked that up too, and guess what, Storm? He got ties with the Canadian government and the Department of Defense.
Wow.
So what we really talking about? He's not no regular trainer. He was sent to train the stars, quote unquote. Keep them in line, keep them behaved.
Yep.
There we go. So
now what makes you think when we be talking about celebrities disappearing, going underground cities, might be some truth to it. I'm gonna just leave that there.
They've been scrubbing that trainer. They've been scrubbing some of the stuff off his Wikipedia page. Because they used to list all the celebrities he worked with. They done scrub that. They don't even want you associating him with nothing. Yo, I'm telling you, a lot of facts are coming out and people are not paying attention. Pay attention. Open your eyes. Stop pretending to be asleep. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all are smarter than that. And when these celebrities that risk their lives, first of all, what we're witnessing right now, that's a financial lynching. That's what we're looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
So these celebrities are putting it on the line to tell their truth, right? Everybody's supposed to be able to tell their truth, right?
True.
But circling back to Aaron, I'm sorry, Storm. I got a little passionate about it because I feel really bad for this boy. He was abused. He even said, Aaron said that his sister molested him. The one that passed?
Yeah.
So it's like he's been through a lot, and other people, he's been passed around, like the girl was saying, and he's been through a lot. Who wouldn't do drugs in that position? He wanted to be emancipated from his mother, and then he didn't, because I guess whoever convinced him not to, but he was a child. But you know what he said when they did, that show, Marriage Boot Camp or whatever? Him and his mother went on that show. And they asked him, what would he tell himself, his younger self? He was like, he would tell his younger self to get the emancipation from his mom.
Wow.
Yep. Out his mouth. Look up that footage. Out his own mouth. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I'm sorry, but this is really upsetting. And by the way, you know how some people are saying, oh, I don't think it's a ritual or whatever. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, but just starting now, look to see who benefits from his death. Just look.
That's a good point.
If any family members come up talking about, all of a sudden they blow up. Nick already posted about, oh, me and my brother had a complicated relationship, but I still love him. I hope he finds the peace that he couldn't find on Earth. I was like, okay, Nick, I know you got to keep it cute, but you and him were separated. So, okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Hi, Kate. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm calling from Maine. I didn't know Aaron. I was on his TikTok a couple years ago, trying to tell him to get some help because I just knew he was not in a good place. I've never been in the music industry, but I've done a lot of research over the last couple years about the Illuminati, things going, I'm awake, and I'm the type of person, if you saw the movie The Matrix, where he had to choose between what pill, stay asleep or awake. Me, I want to know what's going on. And sometimes when I get into the rabbit hole, it gets so dark, it gets overwhelming, and I have to pull away because it's just, I mean, they just did a video, I don't know when it was, but about Facebook, about the moderators, a former moderator on Facebook and the things that he had seen that came his way. So I believe the two women that were talking about what's really going on. It is not a conspiracy theorist. This stuff is true. There is such demonic, and people, we need to speak out and against the music industry, against Hollywood, because this is evil. You know, my heart broke when I found out about Aaron. I knew that Whitney Houston was taken out. I knew she was taken out. I knew her daughter was taken out. Michael Jackson. You know, we need to stop being afraid of these people and start exposing the lies and what is hidden in the dark. Because if we allow them to live in, for us to be in fear of them, the longer they're going to have control. It is time for us people to stand up and call it out and stop making these people accountable. Now, I'm not speaking to get violent. That's not what I'm about. But it is time. I'm like, people, it is not worth getting into Hollywood. I mean, Corey Feldman, Corey Fame. I mean, all this stuff goes back. I mean, Shirley Temple. These people.
Shirley Temple was a child being passed around, and nobody talks about it.
Right, and it's like, I mean, you go with the woman from Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yep.
You know, so I mean, this stuff is like, you know.
By the way, did y'all know that somebody had actually hung themselves on the Wizard of Oz set? Yes. And I think it's actually in the movie if you look in the background.
Yes.
One of the little people, right?
Yes, the midget. Yes. And the midgets were sexually assaulting the character Dorothy on there. So, I mean, the thing is that like the movie Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise and his wife, that stuff is real. That stuff. I mean, this stuff is hidden in plain sight. The devil is real. He's not like just a horny, with horns. That man is real, and he is out to kill, rob, and destroy people. And, for me, I want this called out. It is time. I mean, even people and politicians, sex trafficking, all this stuff in Hollywood and politicians, everything needs to come down because I'm sick of watching people die left and right. I am getting so sick of it and people getting away with it. There are more of us than them. And we got to stop living in fear for them because these people in Hollywood, it's all a game. All this stuff. I mean, look at R. Kelly. Finally, justice has been served because of the stuff he was doing in the dark. Like the Bible says, whatever is done in the dark will come out in the light. And it always eventually does.
That is very true.
People need to
get the crazy thing is R. Kelly was not doing that by himself.
Right.
When are we gonna? He was right there next to Jay-Z. It was a lot of other celebrities. When is K. Michelle gonna tell her story? We got a lot of questions.
I mean, Kim Kardashian, that family is all witchcraft. Every guy that gets involved in that family, they become addicts.
Yes.
They end up losing their mind. I mean, look at Britney Spears. All these people, it's like it's not worth selling your soul to the devil for $1. It's the money goes. Money does not last, but your soul does.
True.
And, I mean, I'm glad that you didn't get caught up in all that. You were spared. God spared you from that.
True.
You were
used it kept getting blocked. It just wouldn't work out. Yeah.
And it wasn't meant. It wasn't meant to be, and there is a reason for it. And you are here on your channel exposing this stuff, and I applaud you. I know it's scary. I'm sure you deal with death threats or, people, you got to watch your back. they're evil. They want to kill us. This whole government, this whole industry wants to take us out. They don't care about us. They don't. And the whole thing with Aaron and his family, no, if they start coming out and crying, and Melanie, no, it's all an act. It's, where were you when the man was alive? You degraded his name. Yes, he was messed up, but you know what? You didn't help him. You didn't help him. So please don't shed the tears. It's just, I'm sorry. I was not a big fan of Aaron, but when I just found out today, and I broke down because I told my husband, I said, the industry did this to him. Your mind is tormented by the things that you have to watch. And I'm sure that girl before that you just spoke to, I'm sure she's tormented in her mind by the things that she witnessed.
They brought up another person, Prince. I forgot about him. That's another good example too.
Yes, Prince too. Yes, Prince was taken out. He started calling things out. So they're all starting, and once they start calling it out and going against, they're killed. They're removed. I mean, sacrifice. I mean, Whitney Houston. Who does a party when your friend just died? And she whispered, it said that she almost drowned. Yep. And we don't even know to this day what that note that she passed to Brandy. I'm sorry. I mean, come on.
It's true. They said Prince and Michael both tried to warn us. Very true. They said Tracy Braxton. That's another good example. I remember when Tamar tried to kill her. That's another thing. All these suicides are not really suicides, but I'm gonna leave that alone too.
Well, the thing is like you got to look at like Hillary Clinton. All the suicides and the accidents. All these people so far have accidents. I'm not in the music industry, but I do a lot of research. My best friend, who's my mentor, said, start digging into Illuminati. A lot of these politicians, where they go to this camp once a year and they do all these sacrificial stuff. Politicians. I mean, George Bush, he was part of a secret. Him and his father were part of a secret society. Yeah. Biden, you know what's wrong with Biden? Because he has lived an evil life. And I believe, I don't want to say, thus saith the Lord, but I believe he has been handed over to himself because God says you will be handed over. He'll hand you over to a rebate mind. The mind, he has lost his cookies. But if you look at Donald Trump, is almost the same age. He's got more of a sound mind than Biden does.
Yeah, Biden is not even there. He's here, but he's not here. He's not.
No, he's just a puppet. He's just a puppet. Nancy Pelosi. I mean, the whole thing, the whole entire thing. You don't even have to talk about Hollywood. The whole entire thing is all demonic. All of it.
I remember China Ann from Disney said she would never go back to Hollywood. I remember that too. She was
Disney?
She was on Disney.
Who was that?
Yeah, she was on Disney, China Ann McClain, and she made a video and said it's too demonic.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing, Disney, I mean, look at what they're doing. I mean, they're attacking her children. I mean, the whole entire thing, it's all about money. They offer them money and power, but they lie and keep the lie hidden.
Yes, from House of Pain. Yes, she was in House of Pain. Yes, she was. Yes.
So, all of them. Go ahead.
Thank you, Kate, for calling in. I do appreciate it. You have a good night. Right?
Stay safe, everybody.
Take care now. Ooh, damn, I didn't mean to hit that. Escape. There we go. Yeah, no, very true. Yeah, China said she was not going back, but Kate was keeping it real with what she said. What's going on, T?
Hey, Storm. How you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
Ooh, I feel like I got some tough act to follow with the people who what they done said. But what I wanted to talk about is something you mentioned about how you were a kid trying to get into the industry, and I was the same way. I could sing, and I used to sing in the church and perform. and travel around. And some people found me and they were like, we want you to be like bigger than this. You need to be acting. Can you dance? Can you do this? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So got me all of this professional training. Like they fronted the money for all of this stuff and everything was happening so fast. Right. And I remember it had got to the point where they're like, okay, now it's time for you to move to LA. Because I live in the East Coast. So they're like, now it's time for you to go to LA. And specifically, I remember them saying, right when it was like contracts and everything being on the table, they were like, your parents are not allowed to go with you. Like, this is a solo thing. And it terrified me because I was like, what? Like, I'm not even in middle school yet. And you want me to go by myself, like across the country? I thought that was just strange. Like, even at that age, I thought something, there was red flags. It was immediate red flags. And they just kept like, really trying to like, well, you only have a week to make a decision, like doing everything so quickly. And so my mom was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay for myself to go, like I'll buy my own plane ticket, I'll rent a place, everything. And I was just thinking, like, she about to spend all of this money like to sacrifice because she knows how bad I want to do this, like most parents would do for their child, to go with me because she doesn't want me to be out there by myself. And I just remember being like, no, I don't want to do it. It's not worth all of that because something about this sounds creepy. Like something,
Yes.
it was so weird. And I have a friend who continued on with it. And, you know, the stories and things that I have heard, and it's just not a good place. And I think that this story of all those people who we mentioned, Judy Garland, Shirley Temple, all of those people, Aaron Carter, all of these people is really trying to be a cautionary tale for the people out there who want to go into the industry as a child. Wait until you're over 18. And even then, wait a little longer because you could be 40 years old, like somebody like Cicely Tyson, before you get put on. You can be an actor later in your life. I think when you go into this darkness that the industry in Hollywood is, the older that you are and the more wisdom and knowledge that you have under your belt is best, if that's
I
something that
agree.
you're really passionate about pursuing. And now we have this YouTube and TikTok and all of these kids, people exploiting their children, because another thing that the industry does, all of those times when I would have those meetings and meet with these people, they will always pull me to the side and ask me about my background. Like, does your dad live in the house with you? Do you have this? Because they want to know
Wow.
what kind of upbringing that you are coming from, so they can pinpoint on that stuff. Like, oh, if you're a single mom situation, I could prey upon that. Do you have what kind of neighborhood do you live in? What's in your house? Like asking all these personal questions. And I'm like, this is a Tide commercial. What does that have to do with anything? Like, it was so weird. It was so weird. And so now, you know, as an adult, I see that, and there's so many kids that want to dance, they want to act, they want to sing, and I always, anybody that I know in my personal circle or people that I pass, and they're like, oh, I want my child to do this. Wait, don't do it. Do not do it, because it's not going to be worth it in the end. The money, the fame, we have heard way more tragedies than we have heard of positive experiences for these child stars. Yes, you can be really big, like somebody like a Raven Simone, who is big, has a lot of money, still working in the industry. But you have to think, she went through a lot of personal things that she had to overcome, like going to therapy, and she's still very different. She's not that star that we saw before.
Yeah,
Her
Raven
light is,
Simone even says she has a lot of issues.
yeah, her light is dimmer. And that's what they do. They take that youth, industry takes that youth, they prey upon that beautiful energy and spirit that you have, and they dim your light. And you know, some people just choose to conform with it and still work with it, because what else are you going to do? Like, are we going to see Raven Simone being a cashier? Like, that's never going to
No.
happen. You
Yeah.
can't go from the top to the bottom like that. And so they kind of loop you in. And another thing is with the industry is that they want you to be a monolith, meaning whatever you come in as, this is all you can be. So sometimes those kid stars, they just get phased out. you know, like an Orlando Brown. He was in a lot of movies and stuff like that as a child star. And then when he got older and he was trying to do auditions, people didn't want him after That's So Raven. And he couldn't figure out what it was. And it's just like, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's not that you can't act anymore. It's the fact that you're not this cute kid anymore. And there's another cute Black kid that we're going to use in your place.
True.
You served your purpose. So I think that we just need to, people who are not in the industry just need to really be cautious, and especially now because the internet is at the forefront of this stuff, and putting your kids and stuff on the internet. It's really dangerous. And I know we want to support our kids and the dreams, but this world right here will spit these kids up, and it's just really dangerous. That's all I'm trying to say.
It is. Thank you, T, for calling in.
No problem.
Take care now. All right. Hey, Urban Brit, how you doing?
Hi, Storm. You all right? Can you hear me?
Good. I sure can. What's on your mind today?
Oh, gosh. There's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yes.
There's just, so much going on. This week's just been, it's just crazy. I think you should thank your lucky stars that you didn't actually make it as a child star, Storm, because...
I know. I felt some kind of way back then, and it wasn't that I couldn't make it. It was just always something blocking it. It was just like, oh, well, no, that didn't work out. Oh, okay, but that didn't work out. That didn't work out. So it just never worked out.
Blessing in disguise, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But with the Aaron Carter thing that happened yesterday, it's so funny because that was like literally the Astro World anniversary. I think I mentioned it a few days ago when I called in.
Okay.
I made that correlation straight away. Not saying that it's connected, but have you noticed nobody, none of the blogs, nothing in the media about Astro World? Nothing. Not that I saw.
Me either.
But I did notice a certain Black blog, posted Travis Scott and Kylie, and I'm thinking, how are you going to post Travis Scott on said anniversary, but not even mention the victims? You mention Aaliyah every single year, so what about the victims of Astro? But I mean, no one's obligated, obviously, but I just thought that was a little bit odd. Bit strange.
Oh yeah, and they said that Kris Jenner's birthday was this week too. That's true. Her birthday is, I think, November 1st or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. There's just too much going on. It's very negative and very dark. Take me back to 1999. That's what I say. There was none of this, and if there was, we didn't hear about it.
It was behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yeah. Sometimes I'd rather be in the know, but sometimes I'm thinking, is it better to be ignorant? Like,
I know. Don't you kind of miss? You're right. There was something about when we would see celebrity interviews or movies or television or music or whatever. It was a certain innocence about it because we really didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. But now, we have so much access to these people and their lives. It's almost like I can't really enjoy this because I really know what you're about.
It's true, Storm. It's true. Do you know what? I used to buy the magazines all the time, every single week. And I don't buy that stuff anymore. I haven't done for years because you don't need to. Everything's online and the celebrities are controlling their own narrative. There's no mystery anymore. We know everything about them. And it's kind of spoilt it a little bit for me. It has. But, that's it, really. I've not got much else to say. It was just a quick... Oh, there is one thing I wanted to say.
Okay.
Actually, thinking about it. And when I rang in a few days ago, I noticed in the live chat that a couple of people were saying that I was like faking my accent and that accent sounds fake. And I'm not going to lie, I'm low-key offended. Like, because you're like, not that I should be bothered, what strangers think, but like indirectly calling me a liar, like this is my normal accent. I'm sorry if it sounds weird or whatever, but this is how we speak over here. We don't all speak like Prince Harry, so you know.
Yeah, ignore those people. You know, trolls are gonna be trolls.
Trolls are going to be trolls. Obviously, people are not, well traveled. There's like 7 continents, over 190 countries, different traditions, cultures, accents,
Yeah.
dialects, languages. Like, come on, people, like, open your mind a little bit. Like, we don't all sound the same.
Exactly. Thank you, Urban Brit.
All right, thanks, Storm. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, Lola, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Storm?
Good. What's on your mind?
Everyone's hit on so much. I really don't have much else to say, but I wanted to give praise to everyone in the chat because everyone seems really empathetic to Aaron, and I think that's what we really need to do because addiction is real and it's a disease and it's really sad. And this whole situation, every situation, honestly, where a celebrity dies, I think to myself, where does a celebrity go when they really want help? Because I don't want to say too much, but I did go to school for addiction. I went to trade school for a brief time. And I learned a lot about the corruption through my experience, which is why I stepped away from it. And there's so much corruption in the addiction field with regular, everyday people. So I just can't imagine where a real celebrity would go for real help, because it's just like any other field, whether we're talking about, the cancer industry. We all know how, like, I can't think of the name of the Heart Association, all of these things, like they promote things that cause cancer. It's the same thing in addiction, any field where you're dealing with insurance, there's corruption, so, and then of course these celebrities, they have higher access and higher money. And I know instances where, people are bringing drugs into rehab facilities, and because there's a lot more money in keeping people addicted than keeping them clean. There's no money in getting people clean.
If everybody's clean, you don't have a business.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, even if he did want help, or these people do want help, where do they even go? It's sad.
You know what? The older and older I get, I understand why Roseanne left and went to Hawaii. I get it.
That's right.
I mean, she goes back and forth to LA to see like her grandkids and stuff, but living in no, she out.
And a lot of people are going to Hawaii too, because Hawaii's a place where our like, no matter how bad our economy gets here on the mainland, Hawaii isn't really affected. Like, if you notice their rents, it's actually cheaper to live in Hawaii than California right now in most places. So
You know what? You're right.
yeah, like I actually have a coworker. He actually just picked up and moved to Hawaii like literally 2 weeks ago. Like, he just left everything. But it's just mind-boggling, the fact of like people always talking about like, oh, addiction, and it's like, where, like, you can't even get clean anywhere. It's really like the key is prevention, because it seems like once you become addicted, like, what do you do? Like, you're pretty much gone. And especially in a case like Aaron Carter, even though he was addicted to various drugs, like the caller a few callers ago said, he was an inhalant abuser. And addicts who use inhalants, I already think they're very unique people. Like she discussed, it's common in children. And the way inhaling substances, even though all drugs affect the brain, inhalants affect the brain differently. Like, it's permanent brain damage. There's really no coming back from being an inhalant abuser, as well as inhalants are completely legal. That's why in facilities we're not allowed to have things like Lysol. We're not even allowed to have like certain cosmetic products, because literally addicts can get high off of anything that has those chemicals, and it's really dangerous what it does to the brain. So I just have like a lot of empathy for Aaron, just knowing what his brain must have been altered into being into that type of substance. Especially, it was so recent. Like, he just went to rehab for inhalant abuse this year. So yeah. But anyways, thanks for taking my call always.
Absolutely. Take care, Lola. Wow. So unfortunate. Kelly P, how are you?
I'm okay, mate. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, well, it's a tragedy. This guy died from a drug addiction, a drug overdose in a tub, kind of like Whitney Houston. But I got a question about your title yesterday. What do you mean he died in a ritual? What ritual?
Oh no. I talked about the bathtub ritual. Well, I kind of teased it. I was supposed to come back last night and go into further detail, but Call Me Kinfolk, another YouTuber, he came on and he finished up talking about it. Basically, a lot of these celebrities die in bathtubs. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm trying to figure out why. You know,
usually, if you take a bunch of opiates and benzodiazepines like this man was taking, and you take a bath, and if you're Whitney Houston, you snort a load of coke and it's too hot, you cook yourself in the bath. It's quite common. It's just that, like, I thought you were kind of trying to reference the fact that this guy was sacrificed, which would have like kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because this guy was a well-known addict, like addicted to drugs. He clearly was on the opiates, on the benzodiazepines. He was huffing flipping air duster. Like, that's next level. Also,
was he on live high like every day? Was it a constant thing? Yeah,
pretty much half the time. Half the time he was, yeah. He was on TikTok Live on the 31st, huffing air duster, which is just solvent. And when you are huffing solvents, it's not really any way back. It's just kind of like the same of when you touch heroin. There's no way back. But like in America, unfortunately, the opioids and the opiates, you give them out like Tic Tacs. I'm not saying you in particular, but your doctors and that give out oxycodone, Xanax, this and that, like it's flipping candy. I know a lot of people seem to be upset with me for asking why you said it was a ritual and that, but I mean, opinions are welcome. No?
Yeah, no. Opposing opinions are welcome, and my thing is, just like with Whitney, just like with Bobby Christina, just like with several of them, I see where yes, they're drug addicts or this or that, but I also see where they could have been sacrificed. I also see where they're all dying the same way. I also see when you start to put the dates together, it's all very weird. It's just all very weird.
Do you think Takeoff was sacrificed?
Possibly. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. But possibly, it's possible. They had all sorts of contract issues going on. He was hanging around Jay Prince. That's that's basically like a black mob in Houston, Texas. That's pretty much what the Prince family is.
Yeah, I mean, why were millionaires hanging out with a bunch of hood rats? Let's be honest. Playing dice? I mean, these guys have better things to do. They could be in the studio making thousands and are out here with a bunch of gangsters rolling dice, getting shot in the back of the head by their friend.
Well, that's part of it. But then, was it really their friend? Was their friend paid to do that? Who knows?
Well, I know for a fact the person they were hanging out with had a green hat on, dark t-shirt, and the police seem to think he's the person of interest who shot this guy in the back of the head. He got 2 shots, one in the spine, one in the back of the skull. And also, Cyclone, your moderators need to get rid of this Mr. Burgles guy, man. He's made like 50.
We have literally tried to block him like 1,000 times, and his account won't go away.
He's obsessed with you, man. I mean, it's the first time I've called in and actually watched your show. I just wanted to I wanted to ask about the ritual.
No. Not what I do believe. This is what I do say too, and this is why I made that the title last night. I just didn't come back. When it comes to the music videos with the stars, they're always in a bathtub. That I do believe is a ritual. That I do believe
that as well. You know,
I do believe is a mockery of the Christian baptism, which is like the satanic baptism. There's a reason why they're always in a bathtub filled with milk or blood or just randomly in a bath. Everybody's dirty, apparently. So that I do believe is a ritual for sure. I can't say for sure with Aaron, but with these music videos, yes.
No, yeah, that's all I really have to talk about. I mean, your fans clearly don't like me for having an opposing view, which I don't apologize for, but I do appreciate you. I mean, I'm absolutely, and I'll be back.
No, chill guy.
Yeah. Keep it up, man. I know I'm not from this country, but neither was Urban Brit. I didn't see anyone commenting on her.
No. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Storm. All right, I'll see you soon.
Take care now.
In a bit.
All right now. Y'all be nice to people. Damn, y'all.
We can't be nice to no motherfucking spy. What the fuck? That's Whitney Houston drug dealer, bitch. What the fuck you mean? And he trying to spy on you. Let's motherfucking talk about it. Okay? Bobby Christina was found first because they tried to kill her first. I just watched a video of my sister Leola. Okay, I'm sick of y'all with this fuck shit. Let me tell y'all one motherfucking thing. When that come drinking Clive Davis fucking asked me for $20 to suck my dick in a white motherfucking car, bitch, you don't tell me a motherfucking thing. Okay? Shut up. Hey, Nikki. On that mind. but anyway, yeah, hold on. Yeah, but my homegirl Nikki say, hey, this Nikki G, this is the real Nikki G. I ain't got no money for you see these people. I ain't got
Hey,
nothing.
nigga.
But anyway, yeah, that's the real Nikki D. I think she done got sacrificed too, because this is the real Nikki D. Because that other
Let,
Nikki D, shout out
let,
to
let,
her, bro.
let me ask you something, Sparkle. I've been trying to reach out to Leola. She has not hit me back.
I done hit Leola got 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts, but I think 2 of them accounts are fake. I hit her the other day and I tried to call. And I tried to call you too. You don't be answering. But don't be deceived by these fucking people. Cause see, I fuck the industry, okay? Cause I say what the fuck I want to say and what they won't say. And bitch, I got a lot of candles. Since y'all want to do some magic, I got a lot of motherfucking candles protecting me, bitch. Now what's good? You see, the queen is in her black dress, all serene. Now which burial casket do I need, bitch? Because I don't give a fuck about Clive Davis, Mary Davis, Ann Davis, any other motherfucking Davis. Now, bitch, let me tell y'all what the fuck happened to Whitney. Bobby was supposed to remarry Whitney, okay? And Clive said, hell no, because he wanted his people struggling. And let me tell Christopher Dick is sucking Williams something, you constipated cocaine sniffing faggot. You think that you gonna play me, bitch? Okay? We ain't gonna play them games. Because Stacey Dash is a motherfucking dyke, just like Beyonce, and just like the rest of these whores that run around the motherfucking music industry. And let's drop a bombshell. Shout out to my baby James Watson in Brooklyn. Miss Queen Latifah, you still coming to see your girlfriend down the street? Huh? Yes, bitch. Now what happened? Oh, okay, I thought so. Now living single on that. And shout out to Big Les. A fly girl, our original one. Fuck the whole Jennifer Lopez. Bitch, why you let Puffy snitch on Shiny? Your fucking Puerto Rican ass ran, bitch. Shout out to my Puerto Ricans. Yeah, bitch, I'm here today. I woke up out the motherfucking casket. And there's a shady character storm on YouTube playing like she got a Slowman shield. Don't trust her either. Because now, all of a sudden, since I've been with Gene Deal, which I still didn't watch your interview yet, because I'm very pissed with him. Let's not get with the fuck shit. Bitch, you calling my phone from Washington, D.C., okay? Because you was genuine, teenage whatever. Girl, don't play with me, bitch. Because I gag a lot of shit about the police and all, bitch. Okay? Let's not get it motherfucking twisted, bitch. Because I'm not the one. I'm the other one, bitch. And don't know fucking body scare me, but the holy one. Now let's go. Shit.
You want to give him you want to give him a twirl of your dress again while you at it?
Twirl like twirls on it. Everybody see your whore more. Like twirls on, bitch. Yes. Christopher Williams, don't forget you suck my dick too, sweetheart. Let's not get it twisted, bitch. And a few other ones. Aaron Hall. Yeah, guy. I am the industry, bitch. And like I said, it wasn't for that. But since Come Drinking Davis and all those other JEs, wanna start with this fuck shit, bitch. We ain't doing it today. When y'all sacrificed Whitney, bitch, it was on and popping. And then fat ass Pat Garland, whatever the fuck your name is, Julie Garland was not motherfucking murdered. Judy Garland was taken out because she was snitching on Frank Sinatra, sucking Sammy Davis Jr. dick. Okay? Now let's get into it, bitch. And Otis Redding, yes, I was there. He was put in a plane crash. Sam Cooke, that bitch that set him up. If I find your ass, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you, bitch. Because you should be about, what, 40 now? 40 now because you was only 14 back then. Let's talk about it, bitch. And let me tell you something. You see Mr. Wendell Williams, never Wendy, walking around New York motherfucking city with no shoes on, with your dirty ass manufactured pussy. Bitch, don't play with me, okay? Because I will get Michael Jones on here and tell why you motherfucking got that disease that you got. That backpack of Virginia, bitch, that will never leave you. And while my aunties is still witchcrafting your ass up and down the dial, bitch, until that man comes out of your motherfucking ass. Let's go. Now, who else fucking want it? Oh, okay. And I see ain't nobody
Oh my
responding to me.
lord.
Yeah,
Oh my
bitch.
lord.
I'm here today feeling good with the Yogi Bear hat on. Let's go, bitch. Because I'm about sick of y'all motherfuckers making money off of me. You think it's a game? And Kevin, I wish you would bring your sleazy ass up here with that fuck shit. I told you, you better go in the DNA test and get one. Because that slutty whore and her pack of motherfucking girlfriends is out like what's that? Hole, what's her name? Professor Griff, new wife, Hole, Soleil, and Miss Scamming Ass Jones talking shit about Black Rob, bitch, with your face looking like a goddamn blowed up elephant. All them pounds of makeup, bitch. I woke up from the dead today, bitch. And I'm
Oh
here.
my god. Go give him a twirl before you head out. You gone with the wind, fabulous. Gone with the wind, fabulous. You gone with the wind, fabulous. And twirl,
I
twirl,
thought I'd be saying something to me.
twirl,
Yeah, yeah,
twirl,
yeah. World for the
twirl.
world, bitch. Oh, the original Fly Girls. What's up, girls? Fuck you, Jennifer Hope.
I'm gonna leave it there, Sparkle. Thank
I
you
know,
for
I
coming
love
up.
you. I love you, baby. I had to read. And that drug dealer, don't think you ain't on camera, bitch, because you are. Now eat that. Love y'all. Bitch.
When I tell y'all my audience is so diverse, I'm cutting that out. A lot of people that's new to the show is like, who is that? That's Sparkle. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna take the last two callers. We're gonna call it a day. What's going on, Celeste?
Hi, Storm. I just wanted to say that I appreciate the fact that you speak on certain topics that a lot of people don't speak on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of bravery. Little do people understand. It's entertainment to some folk, but it's the real deal for the ones that know, right?
True.
And I think that Miss Sparkles got triggered when what was his name? Callie, the excuse me, the guy from Britain, when
Uh-huh.
he said that Whitney was snorting all that cocaine, because I got triggered too. Like, don't talk about Whitney. Like, relax. But I commented. I just finished watching. I literally just finished watching your Jean's interview,
Uh-huh.
and so I was clicking. I was like, let me find something else to watch. And I saw he was last. So I was like, okay. But I commented it. I don't know if y'all spoke on it, but did y'all speak on the fact that Aaron Carter, actually the last tweet he had was to Kanye that he wanted to speak to him?
I saw somebody in the comment section say that.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting, especially being that he went live on TikTok and they were saying that he was trying to expose Disney. So this was a couple of days ago. This might be the Halloween live that the guy who was speaking, the Fed, because he was a Fed. He definitely was a Fed. He was speaking on about how he tried to dismiss it on the form of, oh, people just get high type. Not trying to be funny, no disrespect to nobody who speaks like that, but like it was more of a dismissive, like, okay, like what they want people to think, like, okay, they were just on drugs, but it's also the 10-year anniversary of Whitney's demise as well. So we got to remember that.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
It sure is. It's 10
Because
year
she did die in 2012. She sure did.
2012. Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Hold up. Let me look this up. When did Whitney? Because I was in college. I remember this.
I was a senior in high school, and I love Whitney. My mother had to call me like that was family, and she was family, and so that's why I was triggered by someone who's not a part of our culture to even speak negatively like that.
Well,
Also,
too, everybody's gonna
right? Everybody has their
e- e-
opinion.
everybody have their faves because it's like with them over there, they crazy about the royal family, and I don't get
And I
that.
was just about to speak on that. So there's
Yeah,
an
like
Aaron
I
Carter.
don't. Yeah.
My bad. Excuse me. There was an Aaron Carter video. I can't think of it. It sounds like the chorus is like the girls. It sounds like they're speaking Spanish. Like not like in a Spanish like the language, but more so like the accent. It was the things that they can do back then they couldn't do now type thing. And it was a song that he did, and it was an elderly woman who was that was the focal point of this video. And then there was him wearing the shirt. He wore like a jersey that said 27, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with the 27 Club.
Oh
So
yes, I have heard of that.
right. So I kind of thought that was interesting, especially like you have to watch the video yourself. I'm not expecting you to. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I'm not expecting you to. It's called Oh Aaron, and it's featuring Nick Carter, and it says No Secrets. Now, in that video, I noticed that there was like a woman who kind of favors Queen Elizabeth in that video. And I think it's kind of weird that Queen Elizabeth died and then it's references. Like, you know how that all that intertwines. It's just, if you pay attention, you can see it. And also with the whole Aaron Carter thing, I just think that we should pay more attention to celebrities speaking on truths a little bit before they pass away. Yeah. Oh, Aaron. Yeah. And in a video, there was a woman who was like an older elderly woman, and she kind of favored Queen Elizabeth and the whole 27 Club thing. So I don't know. That's just me, and when I pay attention to things, because I'm into these things, you know. Not to talk to death, but
No. I hear you. Listen, we all just trying to figure it out. And you know, even with the Cali dude, anybody that doesn't agree, listen, man, you're welcome here. I don't care. But
right.
I would say this: do some celebrities just die because they're human? Yes, some
Right.
things just happen. However, do I believe ritualistic shit happens? Absolutely, because the signs are there.
Remember the 5th of November, V for Vendetta. And it's so interesting that the anniversaries are always around November the 5th.
Mm.
Remember the 5th of November, V for Vendetta. You know, that's that, like, they give you, what is it, predictive programming? They give you tidbits, they give you pieces. The ones that pay attention and they know, they know. If you don't know, you're not gonna know. You know, so
That is true.
now, so I see somebody saying something about a winter solstice. Now I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with the winter solstice, but I'm not really trying to. Yeah, eyes wide shut vibes. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
Storm, when you get a chance, I don't want to hold you up. I just want to speak of that. And I just want to tell you that you look so handsome. And I see you doing your thing, you glowing and stuff. But
Well, thank you. God is good.
Amen. Okay. So I just wanted to say that my last thing, yes, subliminal programming, subliminal messages. So my last thing was, I just want you to go back and when you actually do the breakdown of the bathtub rituals, because we know that that's a thing, because we got Bobby Christina. Somebody said Phyllis Hyman. I didn't know about Phyllis Hyman. Somebody
I
said,
didn't even. Yeah, see that predates me. Yeah, I didn't even think
yeah,
about that.
Phyllis Hyman. They said, and you know, Dionne Warwick actually slipped in a tub too, a couple of months after Bobby Christina passed away. So yeah, and you know, Dionne Warwick, Bobby, and Whitney are all intertwined with each other. So
Yes.
I just wanted to give you that little tidbit. So when you do your thing and you actually come back on a live, I'll pop back out. It's my first time ever calling in, and yeah, water spirit. Oh yeah, water spirit sacrifices. That's right. And then you got the Little Mermaid coming out. Okay, yeah, but we ain't gonna get into that. But we on the same page, Storm. And I just want to tell you that I appreciate the fact that you're even being is open to take in different opinions and not be so closed-minded when it comes to things. And I've been here for a little while. It's just me popping up. But thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Take it easy, Celeste.
No problem, baby.
Bye-bye. All right. Last person, Lee with the sauce.
Hey, Storm.
How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to speak on the Aaron situation, Aaron Carter situation. You know, it's really sad because you just see the complete decline of how children in the industry, how they become like so. It's just crazy how they become so not themselves. It's like a shell. Somebody mentioned Raven Simone earlier. It's like, you're right, that same little girl, even though she's an adult, that sparkle that she had as a child is gone. It's something that drains. It's this thing that drains energy out of people. It's not just the abuse, it's not just the drugs, it's not just you got to wonder why so many of them are on drugs, why so many are miserable. You see what I'm saying?
True.
So it's something to that. And you know, everybody has a different opinion, and I get it. But like with the British guy that just called earlier, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. And I get what he's saying about, do you think people are, what are you alluding to? Well, if you're like a really spiritual person, you look at stuff esoterically. You can't look at it at just face value.
Exactly.
You have to look at it esoterically. And a lot of us on this channel are like that. We look at things beneath the surface. So like how he mentioned.
But even when I thought about it, I said, okay, you got me. He's a drug dealer. He's drug user. He's this, he's that.
Right.
Whitney did the same thing. Okay, but what you can't deny is that in the music videos, why is there always a bathtub?
Right. It's just something with that, and it's in plain sight but hidden at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And you know, when he mentioned the thing with Takeoff earlier, I'm sorry, but although he was hanging with hood people, I get it. It's just so weird that you had the star get shot in the chest and in the head fatally. You see what I'm saying? And then
Right in the middle of contract disputes.
Right in the middle of contract disputes. You got to understand that a lot of these rappers, you know what I'm saying? It's not a coincidence. I get some, not one every month or every other month. Come on, that's too much.
That's too much.
So if you're going through a contract dispute, you put money on this person thinking that career was going to pay off, and it didn't. And so you insure these people's lives for millions of dollars, I'm sure. You get your money back. And then when they die, everybody's going to stream their music. They're going to watch their videos. They're going to buy merchandise because the person is now deceased. You can't just look at stuff at plain sight. You got to look at it deeper. Because when I watched, I didn't see the video with him bleeding out and dying. I didn't want to see that. But if you watch the part where Quavo was arguing, the argument didn't even seem that heavy to even do all of that.
It seemed like it was meant to distract him from something.
Right. It was like a get your hand out my pocket nigga with Malcolm X.
Yeah.
If anybody know that reference, y'all know what I'm talking about. That is a distraction.
Yes.
So now let me swing on this person. Let all these people get to running over here. Then I start shooting and I shoot the person that I want to shoot.
That I actually want to shoot. Yep.
Right. So you just have to look at it esoterically. And like I said, I know Aaron Carter I know he was a drug addict. But come on, why is everybody dying in tubs? What is that? And how easy it is. Think about how easy it is to take out a drug addict.
Yeah, because nobody's gonna question it.
Nobody's gonna question. Oh, they was on drugs like they did with Michael. Oh, Michael was on drugs. You ain't never heard of Michael being. Prince. You never heard of Prince being on drugs. He didn't even drink. Now he did drugs.
No, Prince. No. What Prince did have a prescription pill addiction because he had bad hips. You know, he had hip surgery and stuff. But who says somebody didn't fuck with his medication?
Right.
So it's very, you know, you got all these people working for you, and people don't realize celebrities don't even pay their own bills.
Right.
They don't go get their own drinks. They don't go get their own food. So it's very easy to take a motherfucker out.
And the same thing with Michael. How we know that these people ain't hiring folks? Yeah, get close to him, know his schedule, and then you could take him out.
Boom.
That's what I'm saying. Like we as people, we really need to start checking the higher ups in this industry. We need to start checking them by not buying their product, by not listening to the music, by not watching the movies and all this other stuff like that. And I know that's going to be impossible, but in order for people to stop dying like the way they are so suspiciously, you know, it has to be some sort of change. And we definitely have to call out these folks that's abusing these children in this industry. Because I don't know of one child star that don't have any major issues that's currently alive today.
Even Selena Gomez is talking about how she was suicidal. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. And you know, Selena Gomez is like, she's pretty much unproblematic. So it's sad. It's real sad. But
Demi Lovato, she didn't gave her soul to the devil.
Who?
Demi Lovato. That's all she talk about is the devil.
She does talk about it. And you could, like, when you look in these people's eyes, you could tell there's nothing there.
Yep.
And it's so sad. Things happen to them as children. You know, things can happen to you as an adult. So you can imagine what's happening to you as a child. You see what I'm saying? And it's so sad. And when you put these people in certain situations, oh, they hanging out with this person, oh, they on drugs, and it's so easy to take them out.
Yep.
So that's all I really wanted to say. Love you, Storm.
Love you too. I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all Demi Lovato's latest album cover before I get out of here. Like I said, I know everybody don't believe in the conspiracies, but tell me, what is this? Hold up. Album cover. Present, share screen. Come on now, look at this. What is that? What is that? Look at that. Song titled Dancing with the Devil. Look at that. That girl's soul is gone. That girl's soul is gone. Now, this was 5-6 years ago. Yeah, this was some years ago. Versus today. I'm gonna leave that alone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. I think I'm gonna have to come back on a little later. You know, we got to talk about Dr. Umar stealing Storm shit. Because when did Dr. Umar start snapping the belt? This is what I need to know. When did Dr. Umar start snapping the belt? Okay. We're gonna talk about it. We'll be back a little later. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I will catch you all later.